We're joined this morning by Aaron Conklin, our video game guru, and he has some games for us to discuss this morning. The first one I want to touch on, NCAA Football 2012. The reason I want to touch on this is it might be the closest a lot of folks get to football action for a while with the NFL labor talks ongoing. So what can you tell us about NCAA 2012? How has it changed? Has it changed?
It's mostly about presentation actually this time around. They're spending a lot of time trying to beef up the individual schools sort of entree into each game. So like when the Georgia Bulldog comes out or when they lead the Longhorn out onto the Texas field, that sort of thing. They're also really beefing up the dynasty mode, which is kind of fun for people who like to pretend that they're the coach. You can actually create your own dynasty. So if you want to, you could actually slide Wisconsin over to the Pac-10 if you wanted to, or turn the Big Ten into a 16-team conference, that sort of thing.
There's nobody out there that wants to do that. So it's not so much necessarily about the gameplay this year as it is about some of the accessories behind the gameplay, the team entrances, like you said, in the dynasty mode.
Yeah, exactly. They've kind of gotten to the point there where it's a pretty realistic experience. One of the mechanical changes they're making, you can actually now hit a button to make a tackle, which you couldn't do in the past. There's sort of like that sliding motion that you sometimes see when they go through the tackles, but now the button will help with that.
Okay, and this is going to be out on the 12th, I
Tuesday.
believe. Yep, and this is on every system,
every platform,
just about every platform. All right, next game we're going to talk about Child of Eden. Tell me about this one.
Sure, this is actually the first meaningful game for the Xbox 360 Kinect, sort of making me wish that they had done it a lot sooner. It's sort of an interesting kind of a situation where you're charged with basically cleansing the internet consciousness of the memories of a girl who was born away from Earth. Sounds really complicated, but what you basically do is you use your left hand and your right hand to control the reticule, and you target all of these like beautiful and amazing things you can see on the screen there. With your left hand, you can actually shoot rockets, or with your right hand, and then with your left hand, you actually shoot lasers. And depending on what color the enemies are, you switch back and forth. I mean, you can see that it's sort of a sort of a buffet of sound and light. But what's cool is that you're actually using your hands to do this. So it's kind of like you're directing, almost like an electric orchestra.
This is less about the story and more about the visuals, it seems like.
Yep, exactly.
All right, and this is just for the Kinect. How much is it?
It's about $60.
Is this already out, or will it be out?
It's been out. It's been out since about mid-June, but it's notable because it's the first meaningful Kinect game this year.
All right, and the final game we're going to talk about looks like we're discussing Zelda here.
That's The Legend of Zelda. Ocarina of Time 3D. Right. So you talk about some old film classics being brought into 3D. This is a video game classic that's been brought into 3D on the 3DS. The original game came out in 1998 on the GameCube, and it's considered, or the N64, I should say, and it's considered a classic by everybody.
Oh yeah.
The visuals have been bolstered unbelievably. The 3D effects are amazing. An entire new generation of people who haven't experienced this great story and this great game get a chance to do that. One of the cool things about it is you can actually use the gyroscope on the 3DS to actually move around and lock on and target people, target enemies with slingshots and arrow shots. So that's kind of an interesting new feature.
A lot of people have said this is one of, if not the greatest game of all time. I've heard that statement being made, so maybe something folks want to check out. How much is it?
It's $40.
$40. All right. So a couple of options there for you. One for Kinect, one for all platforms, and one for the DS.